All right, guys, before we get started, I just want to let you guys know what you guys accomplished last month was phenomenal, and it deserves to be celebrated at the highest level. And if you guys were checking Twitter that night, which I'm sure many of you were, one of the people that reached out to us, one of the people that congratulated you guys was one of our proud alums. And as coaches, we always talk to you guys about it's so much more than just you guys. You know, it's your families, it's the brotherhood, but it's also the community. And one of our well-known community members, distinguished alumni, is also happens to be the governor of the state of Nebraska as well. So he reached out on that night, tweeted at you guys. So I thought it'd be an awesome opportunity that we can present him with the helmet here in a little bit, and also for him to get to speak to you guys as well. So without further ado, here is our governor.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Good. Good. Well, congratulations, everybody, on a fantastic season. And actually, you've had a great number of seasons here over the last few years. In fact, I was just commenting to Coach, and by the way, congratulations, Coach Lodge, as well. This is your first year, right?
It is.
Kind of set the bar a little high, didn't you? First year, championship. What are you going to do next year?
We're going to elevate. We're going to go higher.
Just get better. Just get better. So I graduated 40 years ago, and that's the last time we had a football team this good. So we were state champs in 81 and 82, and actually, so I graduated in the spring of 82, and the team won the championship at state again in the fall of 82, and that team actually was nationally ranked, got national recognition for what they're doing. And that's the last time we've had a team this good. Think about that, 40 years ago. I was your age the last time this team was that good. That's how impressive your accomplishments are. So congratulations. And of course, because I'm like the old guy here, I'm supposed to be giving a speech and everything, I'm just going to tell you what a great opportunity you have here at Westside. Obviously I'm a little biased because I'm a grad here, but you're getting a great education. And you're getting a great opportunity to be able to take that and have a great future after you graduate from here. The other thing that you're getting by being a part of this football team is you are learning valuable lessons. And not every one of your colleagues here that goes to Westside gets the opportunity to have a great education. But you all have a special opportunity as part of this football team to be able to learn some valuable lessons that will benefit you the rest of your lives. And those valuable lessons are around team. Because I can tell you, nobody is successful by themselves. Anything that really matters, anything really great, happens because you're part of a team. And I know you've got, we have 4 who are all the first team All-Nebraska, right? Including your kicker, Tristan. Okay, so let's meet some of those 4. Tristan Alvano, where are you? Tristan, oh yeah, there you go. Great kick, by the way, in the game. That was nice. And that wasn't even your longest of the night, right? And you broke the playoff record, right? By hitting all those, plus you broke state record by, did you break a state record for hitting that?
Yeah.
Or
Most, what was it, Coach?
I'm glad to see you're not you're getting all excited about yourself and your records. That's good. You're part of the team. That's good.
Most field goals in a playoff game.
That's what it was. Most playoffs, field goals in a playoff game. And let's see, we also have Caleb Benning. Where's Caleb Benning? Caleb, you were injured most of the year, right? Yes. And you came back and picked off 2 passes in that? That was awesome. And then we got Jalen Lloyd. Aren't you one of the first team? Jalen? Where's Jalen? Oh, they're in the back. Aren't you first team All-Nebraska as well? Yeah. Receiver, right? And then Kurt Kubrick.
Raider.
Oh, and yeah, okay, so you're linebacker, right?
Yep.
Cool, that's cool. And then where's Anthony Rizak?
Right here.
Anthony, so you by Anthony or Tony?
Wherever.
Just while you late to dinner, right? And you're the quarterback, right? You had a pretty good game, 337 yards. Was that right?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Didn't throw any interceptions.
No, sir.
So I think the Gretna quarterback threw 2 or 3. Threw 3.
Yeah.
So again, capitalizing on the mistakes of the opponent. So again, you've got some folks who obviously, first team All-Nebraska. And by the way, Tristan, I know that you're like a hot shot kicker. You're being recruited by a lot of schools. Just so you know, we want you here in Nebraska. Okay? Just making the pitch. Got a new coach. You might have heard Matt Rule. So he's going to be building a new program. So anyway, so even though we've obviously got some first team All Nebraska folks on this team, everybody's important. If it was just those 4 guys on the field against 11 others, they'd lose every time. Wouldn't even be close. It takes the entire team here. And that doesn't mean that you're the person who's always starting, but let me tell you, everybody matters. Everybody part of the team matters. And that's, again, working together as a team, having a common vision for what you're trying to accomplish, and putting something bigger than yourself first. Those are valuable lessons that will make sure that you'll be successful going forward. They're the kind of lessons that you learn on a football team. And I know, again, I get it. I kind of remember high school. You got a lot of other things going on and thinking really deep philosophical thoughts about like how you'd be successful in the future and what your future is even going to be is not top of mind. But take a moment to appreciate that you've got a special group of folks right here that you're on a team with, because not everybody gets to experience that. I will tell you here in the state of Nebraska, we just went through this little thing called a pandemic. You guys remember that from a couple of years ago? You might have seen when you won the championship in 2020, it was kind of a big deal going on. Nebraska actually got ranked as the best pandemic response state by a couple different organizations, or ranked pretty highly, when looking at things such as health, social well-being, education, and economy. The reason we got that is because we had a lot of great people on the team working hard to be able to make that happen. Whether it's our folks in the Department of Labor who processed 4 years worth of unemployment claims in 4 months, or our National Guard who set up mobile testing facilities around the state, or our Department of Administrative Services who were able to secure, we were the first state to get 120 days of personal protective equipment on hand. We were the first state to do that. All those people worked together. It took the entire team to make that happen. And that's true anything where you want to be successful. It's about the team. So make sure that you're focused on, or at least reflecting on, how important what all of you do to contribute to the team. You may not be starting, but you're still contributing to the team. The team wouldn't be the team if you weren't on it. And you always got to remember that. So you're learning valuable lessons here. And then, I mentioned what a great education, you're learning part of the team. You can see that reflected in a lot of the alums that have been from Westside. You think about Brad Ashford, was a former congressman. Scott Weston started Weston Foods, or Scott Carlson rather started Weston Foods. He donated the Sweet Center, the Golf Center, right? He was a 1975 grad. Were some of the, Chris Mundy, I don't know if you remember, 1984 grad, I think, or 94 grad. He was co-executive producer of the Netflix series Ozark and wrote for Rolling Stone magazine. Some of the folks that I went to school with, David Galinsky runs Bergman Incentives here in town. Brad Crosby, Airlight Plastics. Mike Castling he's in the Hall of Fame, the Westside Hall of Fame. He runs Sequence Health. If you look at some of the other Hall of Fame folks like the Hawkins, Kim Hawkins, for example, and Fred Hawkins. Hawkins Construction, you ever see their equipment around town? They actually do a ton of work for the state. So there's a lot of people who graduated from Westside who got that great start and then are huge contributors to this community. And again, that's what you'll have the opportunity to do as being a warrior here and learning the valuable lessons that you are on this football team and getting this great education. So congratulations again on all the great success you've had here. Make sure you keep this network of folks that you've met here as part of the team. Keep that up. I got some of my best friends from high school are still my friends today. So don't lose those relationships as you go through here. And then I got one final message that I want to give you. You're going to have lots of opportunities. How many seniors we got here? How many seniors? Raise your hand for your senior. Oh, geez, we got a lot of seniors. Okay. So you're going to have lots of opportunities to be able to pursue your career, whether you want to go to Metro and get maybe a certification or a 2-year degree, want to go to get a 4-year degree at the University of Nebraska, or maybe a school outside of the state. You'll have a chance to go get a job someplace. If you do pursue those opportunities out of state. We obviously got a great education at University of Nebraska. There's other great schools, even here in town, like Creighton University. You may have opportunities outside the state. You may go to school away, you may get that first job offer away. I want you to know that we want you back here in Nebraska. Even if you go pursue your education someplace else, which I did, we want you to come back here to the state of Nebraska. We got the best place in the world, we got great quality of life, we got people who care about each other. This is a great place for you to set down roots and stay, and we want you to be here. I just want you to, I'm making that ask. First rule of sales, ask for sale. Think about coming back to Nebraska. So Tristan, even though you're like some hot shot kicker and you may get recruited by another school, go someplace away. If you do that, and not the University of Nebraska, I'm very disappointed, but if you do that, come back to Nebraska, okay, and set down your career here. And when it comes to make that decision, you know, some point down the road, and I know this is not what you're thinking about right now, because I kind of remember high school, but when it comes to making that decision, some point down the road, you're in some other state, maybe you just graduated and you're thinking about that first job, or you've had a couple of jobs and now you're thinking, well, maybe I should go back home and be around my parents. Just ask yourself this. Did the governor of that state ask you to stay there because the governor of this state asked you to come back here? Just saying. All right. There's one other thing I want to do, because as a proud Warrior, that is really cool. Again, best football team we've had in 40 years. Coach, will you step up for a moment?
Sure.
So one of the things that the military has a tradition of challenge coins. And the story I like to tell, nobody knows for sure about where it came from, but the story I like to tell goes back to a World War II flyer, or sorry, World War I flyer, an American who volunteered to fight for the French before the U.S. got into the war. He fought on this French squadron. He was flying a mission one day, got shot down over enemy lines, captured by the Germans, and they took everything they had from him, except the squadron had made these coins they gave to everybody in the squadron that he wore around his neck in a leather pouch. And they didn't take that away. So he escapes from the Germans, gets back across enemy lines, but the French are going to shoot him as a spy because America's not in the war, and they don't know who he is. But he pulls out this coin, and they don't shoot him right away, and they indeed determine that he's fighting on their side. So a challenge coin is kind of a symbol of fellowship, of friendship, of hey, I'm on your team, I'm on your side. And I've made my own challenge coins because I think it's a great tradition. And Coach, I'd like to present it to you as just congratulate you on the great success here. And you know, just again, proud Westside Warrior. You guys have got the best team since I've been in high school, so that's pretty exciting. So, and the way you exchange is by a handshake. So you go like this. So thanks very much, Coach.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to turn over to you, or whoever's next. See you up.
Well, you know, on behalf, Governor, of our team and the coaching staff, and I think all of Westside, we're as proud of you as you are of us.
Thank you.
We thank you for being here today. It's an honor. It's a blessing. So we wish you the best luck in your endeavors. And on behalf of this football team, you know, we're all Warriors. We're all brothers.
Hey, you notice I'm wearing black and red?
Right.
You notice that?
And you know, we really appreciate you being here. So let's give him the Governor Ricketts. We'd like our captains to step up. Our captains, please. Coach Haverson has something that we're going to present to the Governor. Yes.
His helmet, these stickers and effort, toughness, it's kind of our own motto.
Cool. Awesome.
And everything with maximum effort, toughness, so here you go.
All right, cool. Thank you very much. That is awesome. That is a great looking helmet too. It's got some battle scars on it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. That is really cool. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Thanks very much.
Appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Anything else, Coach?
Is it all right if we take a team picture with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got the trophy and everything.
Okay. Cool.
Ricketts, you're honoring our football team today. You know, what makes you proud to be a Warrior right now?
Well, first of all, Westside is just a great culture. You get a great education here. We've had so many great alums that came from Westside. But also very proud of the football team. You know, this is the best football team we've had since I was here 40 years ago. So it's really exciting, especially beating Gretna in an exciting game, especially after what happened last year. So it was really, really cool. It's just a ton of fun.
Could you kind of describe like your academic career here at Westside? You know, some things you did.
Yeah, so, now you're asking me to remember from 40 years ago. I will tell you, I got a great education here. I got a chance to take classes like Russian history. We had a great program where people could take calculus. I actually wasn't that smart to get that far, but I know that was available. But so even though I didn't do that, I know a lot of people took advantage of it, and they got a great education doing that. But we had great teachers here. Some of them are like in the Westside Hall of Fame right now. So I got a great education, but I also had a chance, for example, to be part of the Subsurfers, which was the scuba diving club. I also started the wargaming club here, which is kind of nerdy and geeky, but had the opportunity here because we had a great teacher who sponsored us to be able to do that. So I just had a great experience here at Westside. It was just a wonderful education and wonderful activities. And like I said, when I was here, we also won the state football championship, so that was pretty cool too.
Now, shifting gears, you have a political background right now. You know, what is your kind of advice for any kind of Westside students that are wanting to take a career in like politics or political parties?
Yeah, if somebody wants to get involved in politics, my advice to that young person would be, first of all, get a great education. You're getting a great foundation here at Westside. But then also go out and run something. One of the things that's so important is that we run government well. Whether it's a city, a county, a state, we have to have people who know how to run organizations. So go out and run a business, understand how organizations work, and then get involved in government. That way, if you do get to be that mayor, that county supervisor, governor, or even a legislator, you'll be able to know how organizations are supposed to run so we can do a good job providing our services.
Now, how did your experience as a Westside student shape you to who you are today?
Well, I think one of the things about Westside, again, got a great education, but one of the things too is just a phenomenal culture where people were about the community, they're about giving back. It was about Nebraska. So I think that really was, built into me as I was going through this. So even though I went away to college, I came back to Nebraska, and it's because, I love this place, and Westside was a big part of that.
So you're trying to build the culture here in Nebraska back up, correct?
Well, the culture here in Nebraska is pretty phenomenal, right? It's something that we take for granted when we grow up here, but people really care about each other. They take care of each other. We collaborate. We work together, and that's one of the reasons why I think we're so successful here in Nebraska. And it's not the same everywhere else. You don't see that necessarily everywhere else, and until you go away, you don't really realize it. So I want to just continue to foster that culture where people take care of each other, where we work together, we collaborate, we cooperate, and that's, it's a team. That's how we are successful, just like the football team here. It's about a team.
I just have one final question here. This is kind of like with our current standing. You recently made it known that you're interested in filling Ben Sass's seat in the Senate. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So Senator Sass is resigning effective January 8th. The next governor, Governor-elect Jim Pillen, will make that decision. I've put it out there that I would want to continue to serve the people of Nebraska, and certainly look forward to trying to do that in the U.S. Senate. So, then future Governor Pillen will make that decision, so we'll see what his decision is. But, it's just been a privilege to be able to serve the people of Nebraska the last 8 years as governor, and I'd love the opportunity to be able to continue to do that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Great. Thank you,
guys
Ryan.
have anything?